Heber Valley boasts some of Utah's best fishing. Whatever your fishing technique may be, you'll find the perfect fishing hole for you here in Heber Valley. I'm here with Ryan Newman, the professional fly fishing guide at Rocky Mountain Outfitters. How are you doing this morning, Ryan?
I'm great.
It's a gorgeous morning up here at the Middle Provo.
Yeah, the Middle Provo River has some of the largest concentration of trout in North America. And it's easy to get to from Park City and Salt Lake City. And there's just a lot of wild trout.
I love it up here. I'm so excited to do this. So tell me a little bit about Rocky Mountain Outfitters. What are you guys all about?
Yeah, so we just try to have people experience the outdoors and nature. We do fly fishing, horseback riding, chuck wagon dinners is kind of the Western cowboy experience, and we specialize in fly fishing.
Do you do things all year round, or is it just the summer?
Yeah, we do. We fish year round. There's no season in Utah. I mean, you really got to want to be out here in February, but
right.
But there's still fish to be had for sure.
And what are we looking to find today?
On this section of the river, there's a lot of brown trout. There's some rainbow trout and maybe some mountain whitefish, but brown trout is kind of what we target.
How big are they going to be?
On the middle section of the river, they average anywhere from 12 to 15 inches. A really good fish is maybe 16, 18 inches. So for a wild trout, that's a good fish.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So you gave me a lot of gear today. What's all of this for? And tell me a little bit what we're wearing.
Yeah, fly fishermen are kind of gearheads, so definitely because the water comes out of Jordanelle Reservoir, it's very cold, so we have breathable waders to keep you a little more comfortable. And then we're gonna have all kinds of line and rods, and we're gonna have artificial flies, and we're gonna try to mimic what the trout are eating in the water and see if we can get one on the line.
Great. Well, this is my first time, so I'm excited to see what tips you can give me as a beginner, and then maybe we'll find out what else you can do for intermediate and expert fly fishers. So let's get out there and do some fly fishing. So Ryan, now that we're out here, what are a few things that we need to know?
Yeah, so what we did, Erin, is we crossed the river in a couple different places. And so first of all, I would tell people, even though sometimes the river looks, pretty mellow, the current can sometimes be deceptively strong. Yes. So you always just want to keep safety in mind. The rocks are very slick. So when we waded across, we were using the buddy system or have a wading staff, things like that are good to keep in mind because the water's very cold and that could ruin your day pretty quick.
You don't want to fall in.
Yeah, you don't want to fall in. And then, so now that we're over here, we're gonna position ourselves in the best possible position to try to catch some fish. Okay. So what some people need to realize about the Provo River is that it's a blue ribbon fishery. The state has spent millions of dollars putting the bends back into the river, and it's created just an ideal brown trout habitat. So the population has just exploded. So I guess what I tell people all the time is that if it looks fishy, there's going to be some fish in there.
All right.
So basically, you can feel confident that there are fish out here.
Okay.
Right now. It doesn't mean that we're going to catch them. So what we're going to do, Erin, is your main job when you're starting out is to think you want to mimic the natural flow of the river. Okay. So there's all kinds of little bugs in the water, and they just kind of get swept down in the current, and they're just tumbling down. And the fish, they hold their spot, and then they just kind of eat the bugs as they come down. Okay. Okay. So now, as you look out here, you can see there's no fish rising to the surface, like you would maybe see and the river runs through it or something like that.
Right.
But we do know that there are fish that are down on the bottom, and they're eating the bugs that are under the surface. So that's what we're gonna do, is we have these two little wet flies, or nymphs on here, and so they're gonna imitate just the natural aquatic insects. Okay. And then we have weight to get it down near the bottom. And because we can't see the fish eat the fly, we have a strike indicator. So we kind of get made fun of for this because it looks like a bobber. The fly fishermen call it a strike indicator. Okay, so you can't call it a bobber. It also helps us regulate our depth, and it tells if we're getting a good drift or not. Okay. So I'm gonna show you just a couple quick steps, and then I'm gonna turn you loose, okay?
All right.
So if you can remember 3 steps, you have a pretty good chance of hooking a fish.
Okay.
Okay, so they are cast, mend, and then set.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Erin, so what you're gonna do to cast it, you're just gonna let everything get downstream of you. Okay, let the water kind of tug on it. And then all you're gonna do is you're gonna lift up so you've got a little A shape with the rod and the line.
Okay.
And it's really important that you pick a reference point, maybe like a tree or a rock or something. And the action's gonna be when you lift up like you're hitting it now with a hammer. Okay, you don't wanna do like a swing. You just wanna lift up and then throw it.
Okay.
So for instance, you'll lift up, you'll find your target, throw it in there. And like we say, we want it to mimic the natural flow of the river. So I wanna just let it drift. So I don't wanna pull on it, right? Or I don't want the water to pull on it. I just want it to drift naturally.
Okay.
So to allow that to happen, the second step was the mend, right? So I'm gonna lift up, turn my head, throw it in here. You see how this line kind of starts to belly downstream?
Yes.
If you watch the indicator, see how it kind of just starts to bow and it makes a little wake? The fish know that the bugs don't swim like that, so they won't eat it. So what you'll do on the mend is you're gonna throw it out there. As it comes down, you're gonna lift it straight up to kind of break the surface tension of the water, and you're gonna do a little Zorro move. You're gonna poke and roll. You're gonna kind of throw line upstream of the indicator and just let it kind of drift.
Okay.
Okay. And then the last step is the hook set. Did you see that fish?
Yes, I did.
He's mocking us. Okay, so the last step is the hook set. So when you get a fish, now the one thing when you're fly fishing to remember is in other types of fishing, when you get a fish, you feel a thunk, thunk, thunk. You won't feel anything when you get a strike. It'll all be sight related, and then you'll have to set the hook. Okay, so if we put all three of them together, you're gonna cast, crane it off the water, throw a mend. I'm gonna follow it down with my rod tip, and I'm gonna wait for that indicator to do anything but drift. If it goes under, if it starts acting like a fish, I'm gonna set the hook, and everything is gonna be in a downstream motion. I'm gonna go up with the rod tip, but in a downstream motion like that.
Okay.
Okay? Think you can remember all that?
Let's try it.
I know you can. And I'll tell you, if you forget everything I just told you, if you get a strike and I start saying, set it, you can look like the Statue of Liberty and you can just go boom, like you're holding the torch.
Sounds good.
Okay, are you ready?
Right. I think so.
Okay, you're gonna hold on to that.
Okay.
Step on out here. It's the cool thing about being in the river is you get to be right out here with the fish.
Oh no,
and
it's
you're gonna
great.
aim for that pine tree.
For the tree, so just go.
Lift up and then just throw it in there. Oh good, you're natural.
And then
keep your rod tip down a little bit. You're gonna let it drift towards you and now lift and then throw a little mend. You might have something.
I know, I thought
Something's
so
going on
too.
there. Something's happening. So then if you get one like this, what you can do is you can lift up, throw it downstream, and then start from there.
Okay. Try it again.
That looks super fishy.
That looked like it was a fish.
So lift up, throw it right out here. And I also tell people, especially at the beginning, fish a little bit paranoid. Give that little bump downstream.
Oh, I think we've got something.
Did you get it? That was awesome. That was awesome. Wow. Good work. So you were a little tangled there. So swing that over here.
I think we got a fish now.
That was pretty funny. I think you threw that right in his mouth. That was awesome.
Now it's catch and release up here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were gonna. Yeah, so it is catch and release. The regulations allow you to keep 2 brown trout that are under 15 inches, but most fly fishermen just release. But it's okay. You know, it's in the limits to keep a couple.
So if that happens again, because that was twice, just kind of lift up gently.
I would rather have you do it too hard than not enough.
Okay.
So it's okay. They're a little finicky, but
I don't want to hurt them.
We'll get one. No, you're not gonna hurt them. It's like going to the circus for those fish. What I was saying is I tell people to be a little paranoid. You know, fish like you're gonna miss something. If it looks fishy, you know, set the hook. Hook sets are free.
Okay.
Give it a mend right there.
How do you...
So remember, mend that line. You're gonna kind of fold it upstream.
I'll fold up there.
It's perfect. And then drop your rod tip and just let it drift.
Okay.
So follow it down. Go ahead and let it drift a little bit further down.
Okay.
That's where that fish was jumping down there. Okay, then when you're ready down there, you're gonna lift up and go again.
a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Ryan.
No
I'm
problem.
definitely going to recommend my friends to go see you at Rocky Mountain Outfitters. Tell me, where can we contact you?
Yeah, sure. You can find us through Orvis.com. We're the only Orvis endorsed guide service in the area. You can find us at RockyMTNOutfitters.com or flyfishinginutah.com. And kind of a unique thing, we're the only guide service in the area that received a national award. Last year we were the Orvis Guide Service of the Year, so we're pretty proud of that. And we're confident that we can get people into fish and have a good experience, and make memories with their family, or just come out and fish hard if you want.
Well, I definitely want to do it again. You made me want to come back and fish and get a bunch of my friends out here. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a good thing to do in the summer and in the winter.
Right, and it's just a great way to experience the Heber Valley. It's a great way to experience the Provo River and the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, and be one with nature. Thanks again, Ryan. That was so much fun. Now we're going to head over to Deer Creek Reservoir to do some boating and water skiing. You've been watching the Park City Television Weekend Show here in Heber Valley.